what was your favorite Julie?
I don't know.
All right. All right, she can never go to court.
All right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Florida Exotic Fish. We just finished for the day. Tony's at the airport delivering fish. This is a hard time for us to ship because it's frickin' Valentine's and I hate it. So many flowers come into South Florida from Colombia and everywhere. It's just a madhouse. There'll be semis there with 30, 40 pallets full, so we have to fight with them to get fish out.
But we do it.
But we do it. And my wife never gets flowers on a Valentine's.
That's
never,
true.
ever,
That's
ever,
true.
ever. I'll give her flowers other times, but never on Valentine's. But so we've had really, since the holidays, we've had some really crazy stuff happen. You guys up north, you were in the 20 belows. Well, we couldn't ship. So we had to hold back orders, and then we had to catch up orders, and then we had to do this. So it's been a really weird time. And then we experienced a whole week this week of what we would call our cold front, and we got down in the 54s. I know you guys are laughing.
But I had to wear a sweatshirt.
Oh,
and
we
I
all
was
did.
freezing, and I wore flannel jammies at night.
Yes.
And we get the wind. The
wind was horrible.
For us, anyway.
And then, so we had a cap on walking around out here. But we got through it. The fish that we run this water, very fortunate, it comes out of the ground at 74 year round. Glenn's got some pictures, which we'll do one time, because we did the story of the black ground cover we put around the whole place to block the wind. And Glenn came out here one morning and there was steam rising off this thing. That's what we love. So we're going to do one of those too. So anyway, today we decided we'd answer some questions.
We do read them.
Yeah, we do read them.
Comments, yep.
Yes, comments. And some of them we won't answer because we don't want to.
Oh, that's not true.
But anyway, I don't have a microphone on, so everybody has to get close to me.
Yeah, but he talks so loud.
But you're moving away from
Are
me.
you calling him a loudmouth?
Oh,
Yes.
I don't need a. I used to get pointed at Florida State football games by referees because I would be screaming so loud stuff that they would point at me.
Some things never change.
Exactly.
No, I know.
All right, let's get going.
That was after halftime.
so
We would be able to sneak out. They
There
would
he
say
goes
no
again.
whiskey, no nothing at the game to Florida State. So I'd bring a bottle from like a dish detergent bottle stuck in the back of my pants. And well, then at halftime you were done. There was a liquor store. You could walk out, go to it, come back in. It was horrible.
That's not obvious at all, carrying a dishwashing
No,
bottle liquid into a game.
Back then they didn't really check. Nowadays you go to a concert, football game, well, they're going to strip search you almost. You can't do nothing.
All right, on with the questions.
Here we go. So we have, this is just a blanket question from a lot of different users, but it's like, hey, where are you located? Do you give tours? Do you sell to the public? And we've addressed this before, but let's do the 2024 version.
Well, obviously we're in Florida. We are in South Florida. And we're in the Homestead area of South Florida, out west. So we're pretty far out west. We don't ship directly to the end user. So we ship to our stores. We have some wholesalers we ship to. And distributors.
Yeah.
But we don't ship to the end user because honestly,
well, the reality is we're not going to go to we're not going to go to the airport for a single box or two box or 3 box order.
Right.
Our customers are buying 20, 30, 40 boxes at a time.
Yes.
So it's not feasible.
And most end users would like it delivered to their door, and we don't have anything going with FedEx or UPS.
But if you love some of our fish and you go to your local pet store and they don't have those, just tell them about us.
Tell them to give us a call. I'm not going to give you my number because I know what that means.
Okay,
Next question. Rick and Tamela, what are your favorite Julies?
My favorite Julie is the one we did the video of a couple of weeks ago, the Julie Ornatus. My favorite. It's got the nicest pattern to me, everything. So what about you?
I like the Gombe transcriptus. They're so cute. They have those little stripes and everything on them. And then I like the Bimba transcriptus. I do like the ornatus. But anyway.
So I thought,
I like several.
How about the Capilli regani?
And I like the Capilli regani.
So
That's
the
a
question
very
was,
pretty
this is our
fish.
Judge Judy. What was your favorite?
Oh,
Julie.
I don't know.
All right. She can never go to court.
All right, this came in from Lynn, 6482. A maintenance video for those vats would be interesting.
Great, we will do that because it's a whole process. In fact, one of my guys is right behind me. I don't know if you can see him past us. That's Joel, and he's preparing. So you got to go get closer, babe.
Oh,
They got to hear me. I'm not that loud. But anyway, it's a whole process. It's a clean the tank up, sterilize the tank, scrape it if it's necessary, prep it for incoming fish, and we do that. Anytime we move all the fish out of a tank, we do it like this. We go scrape the whole tank, and we only scrape it because some of the fish are not a big algae eater, so it gets some algae on the side. But we'll go over that. We'll do a video on it.
All right, next one's from Chad Haley, 9760. Which pleco is the easiest to breed? Now I'm just gonna, let's keep this within the Ancestors family, I guess.
yes.
Well, the Ancestors are universally like the albino longfin, the red,
Oh, super reds.
super red longfin.
Calicos.
Yeah, all of those Ancestors are you set up the right conditions for them and they're going to breed. You got the other ones, they might need different water parameters, some of the rarer plecos. We brought some L46 in last week. They breed well, but they don't breed big numbers. But I would say universally, if you want to breed a pleco, get yourself 6 or 7 Ancestors, grow them up. You're going to see the males are going to have the little hairy face. Females are going to have
Bushy nose.
Bushy nose. Yes, bushy nose Ancestors. And just do it. Don't put too many males in there like we did in our videos. The males will just fight with each other. They won't even breed.
All right, next one comes from T. Kaiser, 2086. I'm going to kind of paraphrase, but it'd be nice to see some video of your peacocks, like ruby reds and sunshines and so on.
We plan to do all of that. We plan to cover every peacock on the farm, every hap on the farm. It's just that right now, this time of year, we have to be careful. We don't want to just go out and yank through a tank. Just go real quick. This time of year, these fish gravitate in these tanks to where they want to be on cold days. So if we go through and yank a net there, do a story of our sunshine breeders, we might pull them out of water where they want to be, bring them up into colder water. We don't like to do that. That's why we won't catch orders when it's cold. We can go in one of these tanks, let's tank right here, tank behind me, pull out 10 fish for a customer, and they'll do great, no problem. The other 100 that we leave in the tank, we might have drawn them up out where they don't want to be, and then we might have a problem. So we've learned that over the years. We don't mess with them when it's really cold.
Next one is from Erica,
Oh, that name
which
sounds
is a
familiar.
family member.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad, you guys are awesome. Helicopter story.
Oh, Lordy.
Okay, I'll tell that story.
She likes to tell this
Yeah,
story.
I like to tell this story.
But I'll probably preface it by saying I was a young guy then.
He was like 32. I was, 28. And we lived in this little house on the property here. And it was the evening, and we hear this helicopter coming over the house. And I don't know why to this day, this one says, I'm gonna...
We opened the door and looked outside, and it was a helicopter with that big white light.
Spotlight
Yeah, we
going
had
all around, looking for something. We didn't know what.
Criminal.
Yeah, well, instead they got a crazy person that ran out there with just his tennis shoes on, nothing else, and ran around, and they followed him with a spotlight with me screaming, "Get in here, you crazy person!" And that is a helicopter.
I ran from tree to tree. I have no idea why I did it. To this day, I couldn't tell you why I did it. But it's
Adult beverages?
No, it was, I don't think so. I think it was just like, You know, and I never thought about what if the criminal's out there. So I imagine a guy hiding behind a tree with a gun, and all of a sudden this naked guy comes running up.
He probably ran.
Yeah, he'd probably throw his hands up, and the cops would arrest him right there.
Anyway, that's the helicopter story.
Perfect. All right. This one's coming from Joe Cooler 2943. Noticed I don't see a lot of iron staining from your well water. Here in Central Florida, staining seems worse.
Yes.
Why is your water so nice?
Well, we're not near the coast. I know it's like we actually live in Fort Lauderdale. So when we lived up
the farm's
there,
not. The farm's in Homestead.
Right.
And up there, we lived close to the water, and if we ran our sprinklers from our pool, the ground, it would stain the walls. So there was rust there. Here, we're coming up through, we're very fortunate.
Yes.
We're coming up through, one of these days we'll take you out here and we'll show you. We got like 1.5 inches, maybe 1.5 inches of topsoil here. You take a digging bar or anything, a rebar, and hit it, and it sounds like you're wringing off concrete because we're coming out of coral rock. So all this water here is being, going through the coral rock. It's like
filtered.
Greatest filtering system in the world. In fact, they've done studies out here. We're drawing up water that we've already used, and the fact that we're bringing it up and exposing it, we're aerating it. It actually comes out cleaner than when it comes on the property. So it's kind of interesting. Just the area, we're very fortunate. I know what you're talking about, Central Florida. They also have sulfur up there, and we had a person we used to get fish from in the old days, and they would have sulfur just dripping off their pipes, and it was just horrible, but no problems here.
Perfect. Thank you. This one is asking about the yellow calvus, Tamela, that you had showed a while back, and they're asking what was the locale, I guess origin, of those yellow calvus?
Those are from Incombe Bay.
Yep.
Incombe Bay.
And that's an almost, just real quickly, that fish, white calvus, the original ocellatus, they don't go there anymore. None of the collectors go there. So they do, but it's a rarity. It's a hard place to get to. It took distance. When we got them in, we actually had a exporter that was in that area and would routinely get us the pearly whites and the golds, what not the golds, with yellows.
Yellows.
So that's
so one of the things when the collectors are out there and they have to renew their licensing and things every year, it's kind of like a deer hunting or a duck license here in the States. There's limits and species on fish.
I would consider it more of you need to be closer.
Oh,
I know you keep moving away from me. I took a shot last night. Don't worry. I would take this more like being a shrimper.
Okay.
And you can shrimp certain times of the day, you can shrimp certain places, and you can have a certain limit. And these guys have to, there's places they'll shut down. They'll say they're being over-collected, they'll shut them down for 2 or 3 years. So yes, they have to get a license, renew it. Some of them are allowed to go here, some are allowed to go there. I don't know if they do that anymore, but that's the way it used to be.
Perfect. Next one, Thomas Gage, 7364. How many snakes do you find out here?
Well, when we first moved here in '74, there was tons of snakes. We had indigos, and we had black racers, and we had the corn snakes, and we had
snakes.
Rats. Well, they're the same as corn snakes.
All right. Well, I
and
didn't
then we had all the little green snakes. We had all kinds of lizards. We had all kinds of toads, all kinds of cool frogs and spiders, and but now we're very populated out here, and now when we see like usually in the wintertime, don't we always find like a corn snake in the office? They'll get up in the window and sit at the top of the window and hang around up there. And there's a lot of workers out here in this part that consider the snakes bad. So my guys, I've told them these snakes are all good. Oh, we used to have coral snakes here and scarlet king snakes and everything out here. But it's everything's changed.
Different.
Yes. It's very populated now out here.
And the agamas, the lizards are
We got the
eating
gamas
everything.
now.
They
We
eat
had
everything.
we had other. We're going to show you the gamas. We showed you one, cut one free, but I don't know if we showed it. That nasty lizard.
All right, to wrap this up for today, Rift Culture 3729 says, a Lunacara eureka is a hybrid.
Okay, it is not a hybrid. It's a
Line
Lunacara
bread.
from Otter Island that has been line bred.
Give us the Rick Biro definition of what is line breeding.
That means somebody somewhere said, you know, I just had a tank full of fish, and this one male, two males is exceptional. It's got the longer fins are a little bit longer. It's just like in everything. It's like in horses and dogs and cats and everything. You know, you breed dogs, and there's 8 puppies, and one of them is exceptional, and that's the one you're going to breed with next time. But whoever did it started line breeding this fish, and then started calling it Eureka Red, because they'd taken the Otter Island and made it. I mean, they bred for this color, and it's just the same way our gold ocelot. Now that fish exists in the wild on Otter Island, and are there something that you go there and find one that's exceptional? Absolutely. Just like our line bred gold ocelotus. They exist somewhere in the lake. They came here, they were noticed as being different, and they've been line bred to bring out that color.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah. What was that a question about the food? Clean food.
No, that's on next week's. That didn't make the cut.
That was a good question.
It
though.
was, and they'll have to subscribe to the channel and come back to hear that whole thing, because I was blown away by it, as you know. And that's not clickbait. Rick we were
I just thought everybody would know it.
Am I talking or are you talking?
Yes.
I have the floor.
I don't have a microphone, so it doesn't
It was
matter.
an issue, not an issue. It was an observance about cleanliness of one's aquarium based off of the food that they feed. Now I can understand, you know, if you're feeding, you know, beef heart and all these other things, it can cloud up the water, but it was one of the things that was designed within the Extreme product in order to help with that. But that's another video.
Yeah, we're going to do a video on Extreme, and I'm going to show you actually how we used to mix it up.
Quiet.
No, I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to show you how we would use. We use baby cereal as a binder, all the different products, about 8 little products, and I'll mix them up, and I've done this before, show you how we feed it, and show you why you couldn't do it, so we had it pelletized.
Yes.
So anyway, we're done here.
And
If you like this, put us a like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us.
and comment.
And do comments. Yeah, we love to answer comments. You
Share
see
it with
something
your
going on-
friends.
Yeah, if you see something going on, like, you know, for example, why is there bird netting underneath our shade cloth? Well, after one of the hurricanes, we had to put the bird netting up first because we couldn't get the shade cloth and we didn't want the birds on the property. So all these things we don't mind answering. If we
Okay.
don't want to answer them, we won't answer them. Anyway.
Adios.
See you later.
Bye, everyone. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.